Yes, alright, we are back on Media Estate. My name is Duke Mwesigwa, and yet with another exciting topic to discuss. I have a beautiful lady right here on my right, very gorgeous. She has an interesting story, Jenjagala Mulia on Media Estate, so that we can have something to learn, to be inspired. She's called Nawayanga Gloria. Gloria, it's a pleasure to host you today.
Humbled.
Gloria, I happen to have met you on Twitter. I've been seeing your profile, I've been following it, and it's quite very inspiring, I must say. You have a huge profile. So I'm sitting with a big person here, big person per se that she's a human rights advocate. She calls herself Gloria the HIV beauty queen. Why that name, HIV beauty queen?
Okay, thank you so much, Duke. Hello everyone, my name is Nawayanga Gloria. I am an HIV advocate. I am a young person born and living with HIV. I am also a human rights lawyer, human rights advocate. Why the name HIV beauty queen? I started my HIV advocacy back then in 2017, where I was facing a lot of stigma and discrimination that was at my university. And it happened that I reached a time when I was like, enough is enough. I have to show people that having HIV is not the end of life. I have to show people that having HIV doesn't mean that someone is capable of, achieving her dreams, studying, marrying, or being someone in life.
Yeah.
So I went in for this beauty pageant, which is called the Y Plus Beauty Pageant.
The Y Plus Beauty Pageant.
Yes. It's organized by Uganda Network, young people living with HIV. Empowers young people who are affected and affected with HIV to be ambassadors of change, to advocate against stigma and discrimination, advocate for a free environment from stigma and discrimination, advocate for the rights of people living with HIV and other social injustices. So I went in for that pageant. That was back in 2017, and I won. I was found as Y Plus 2017-2018.
Yeah.
But I didn't stop there. I went in for Miss Uganda as well. That was 2009.
Miss Uganda, the one we know, General?
Yes, Miss Uganda, the one you know. And I got 2 titles. That is Miss Uganda Rising Woman. And recently, I think last month, we just handed over. So since 2019 up to now, we have been reigning.
You've been championing.
Yes, exactly. And also Miss Uganda, Miss Purpose. So I wanted to show people that having HIV doesn't mean that someone is not beautiful.
Yeah.
Having HIV doesn't mean that someone is not educated.
Yeah.
Having HIV doesn't mean that someone cannot, be themselves.
Can't achieve what they want to
person.
achieve.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I went in for those beauty pageants to inspire young people out there who still have low self-esteem, who still judge themselves that they have HIV, who still have the self-stigma that hey, it's not the end of life if you have HIV. You can still be a beauty queen.
Yeah.
You can still thrive even with HIV.
Yes.
So the fact that I have those beauty pageants titles, and the fact that I'm also a beautiful young woman, so why not HIV beauty queen?
Now I want to know. You said what example in HIV more 20. Which year was that? What example in HIV?
I was 11 years old.
11 years old. That was which year was that?
I think 2008.
8.
I'm not so sure, but what I remember was I started medication in 2009.
9.
So
who tells you? Were you taken to the hospital? Did you find out from the hospital? From your parents? From a friend? Because everyone, they fear that moment. Who tells you?
So it's my mother who disclosed to me. And it was very difficult for her to disclose to me because I kept on asking her, why am I taking medication? By that time I was on self-treatment.
You were taking medication from?
Yes, from childhood, yes. From childhood.
Young children take that?
Yes.
It's strong for them?
It's strong, but it's the way to go. If you don't take it, you get AIDS.
AIDS?
Yes, and you die. So I was taking self-treatment by that time before I enrolled on the ARVs. So I kept on asking my mom, why am I taking medication? Why am I going to hospital? Because she will take me to hospital for review and all that.
Were you taking it like every day?
Yes, it was every day.
Every day?
Yes.
Like how many like You said you were taking the secretary.
Yes, I was
Were you all
taking
taking that tablets? Make out one secretary
yes
per day?
Yes, per day.
Okay.
So at first she was afraid to tell me why I'm taking drugs and why I'm going to hospital.
Yeah.
Then later on, I think she realized that I'm growing up, and I will later on get to know because I'm growing up.
Yeah.
And I will need to know the truth.
Yeah.
So she took me to a very nice place. She took me out. She had, I think, some counseling skills of how, you know, she
could disclose to you.
Yeah, break the big news. So when she took me out, she brought for me very nice food. And then after
what?
I was in that happy mood. She put me in that happy mood first.
Which place was this?
I don't remember.
But is it around Kampala?
Yes,
You can
I think it was around Kampala. But I don't think by that time Javas was there.
Okay,
yes,
chips, chicken.
Yeah, chips, chicken. So I ate. I was very excited. And then after eating, she asked me, what do you know about HIV? At that age, 11 years, I was in primary. And what we were told at school is that HIV kills. And then
once you get...
Exactly. And of course, posters were everywhere in school, HIV kills. So definitely I knew anyone who has HIV is going to die.
Yes.
And I knew HIV leads to what? To death. So when she asked me that, I told her what I know about HIV is that everyone who has HIV is going to die.
It's going to die.
Yes, because that is what I knew.
Yeah.
So she was very scared. Going to hospital, and why she's asking me that, and I was like, I think there is something wrong here. I figured out that maybe HIV testing. And at that moment, I hated myself.
She told you?
She had already told me that I was born with it. Yes. She had already told me that I was born with it. So she had to explain everything, but I had the bitterness within me. I started judging her. Why did you give me the virus? Why did you give me the disease? You know, why did you have to do whatever you did for me to suffer, take medication every day? But I'm grateful to her because as parents, she told me, I don't have a kid, but I know that there is no greater love than a parent's love, or a parent's love, a mother's love. And she would always tell me there is no parent who would wish bad for their children. So she told me it happened, life has to move on. Be grateful that you have the medication. There are those days where they didn't have medication, and you know, whenever someone would be tested positive, they would just leave them to die. But she would always tell me, be courageous, take your medication, and live your life. She was very supportive. My family was very supportive. Even when I still hated them in that kind of situation because I had not yet accepted myself. Yeah, then later on, I accepted myself. I forgave her.
What does it take for someone to accept themselves? Because you are still a young girl, studying in P3, like you said, P3. Yeah. How do you accept yourself?
Okay, so it was not an easy journey. I didn't accept myself in P3. It took me 10 years for me to accept myself.
That means you finished P7? Yes,
I finished P7 when I was still in denial, when I was still in that situation.
The children at school, the stigma.
Yeah.
The stigma, like, did you have friends who knew about this?
Yes. I had friends who knew about it because
the bullying and teasing. Yes. How did you deal with it?
Remember, I told you I started my medication in 2009. I was in P7.
Yes. And
we had a system at school. I think even nowadays it's still there. Whenever you reach a candidate class, you're supposed to be in a boarding section. And here I am. I'm going to go in a boarding section with my medication. Understand? So first of all, I was excited.
To go to the boarding section.
Go to a boarding section. I wasn't excited that I'm going to go to boarding section, but I was excited that I'm going to go away from home where they forced me to take medication every day. So for me, I saw it as an opportunity for me not to take what?
Medication.
To take medication. Because my mom is not going to be there. Yeah. Literally at home, the medication was in my mom's bedroom. Every day she had to make sure that I take medication. And of course, as a kid, you don't want to know whether you take or not. You don't care. So I was excited that I'm going to go and get a drug holiday. And indeed, I got the drug holiday I wanted. But the results were not very good. Because that whole year, you know, even when you test HIV positive, sometimes even if you don't start medication immediately, your body immunity can keep you going up to a certain period of time. So that whole year I didn't take medication, and I was very fine, very okay, very healthy, and I wasn't taking medication. So it happened that in my vacation,
that you were in P7.
Yes, I was in P7. So in my P7 vacation, I fell ill because of the impact of not taking medication. I developed what is called AIDS. That is the different diseases, the combination of different diseases that are caused by the virus. So it put me down. I became very, very ill. I was very skinny. I had rashes. I couldn't eat. I was, oh my God, that was one of my saddest moments. So when I was bedridden, of course, rumors started spreading on my village that girl there has HIV.
At school, where the head teachers not told about your situation, that they could help you,
No.
the dormitory mothers?
No, they were not told. My parents didn't tell them because at first I didn't even want them to know. But I had the medication, but my matron had the drinking water. You understand? So definitely had the medication. So why would I go to the matron? You get, and I didn't even want to. So even if she had the water, I don't want to take the medication, and I'm the one with the medication. So in my Form 6 back, I fell ill. I was very bedridden. They had to take me to hospital, and they started me on ARVs, and I got what is called drug reaction and drug resistance, whereby my body resisted the drugs because I had very many viruses in my body of HIV, so it resisted the drugs that were in. And remember, during the drug resistance, the drug reaction, your body is also facing different reactions, like the diseases, the sicknesses, the illnesses, everything just happens on your body because the medication is not working on the virus. So that means your immunity is so low and you can get all kinds of diseases. So of course rumors had to spread in the village that I had HIV, and people started stigmatizing me and avoiding me.
No,
friends, yes,
this sickness is called HIV.
Yes. So even the friends that I would play with, they started avoiding me. But that phase ended, and I had to go back to school. That was in senior 1. And it started in my P7 VAC. No. It started in my P7 VAC, but it took me almost 4 to 5 months to heal because I didn't study senior 1 first term because of the illness. Then I had to join in senior 1 second term. And where I joined, it happened so that there was a neighbor's kid who had heard that I have HIV.
So they would.
You understand? So immediately he saw me, he told everyone that girl, she has HIV. Don't even play with her, don't even talk to her. And I remember one day I was passing via him, I was going to the classroom, and he had some friends of his with him, and he pointed at me and he said, that one has, and I heard, I heard everything. It's like, that one has HIV, don't associate with him.
How do you sit in class?
It was,
that can traumatize you.
It was really so traumatizing. I became very frustrated, very traumatized. Remember, I still had the self-judgment, I still had the self-stigma, and it even forced me not to go to school. At home, I had not yet fully, accepted the situation, and I had not yet, I was still judging my parents. I had not yet forgiven them.
Like you're going to come to terms with it.
Yes, exactly. So I have not yet come in terms with the fact that I'm HIV positive, and the fact that my parents get back to me when I'm HIV positive. So I wasn't relating with them very well, and at school I'm being stigmatized. So I would leave home, my parents thinking I'm going to school, but I will not do what? I will not reach school. Yes. Because of the stigma that is where
that is at school.
That is at school, and at home I could not tell them because I already hate them.
So be in between.
So in between I would go somewhere. Where? There was like a certain pitch, just like this one. So I would go there and watch people play football. Blah blah. Then time of going back home, I would join the gang and go back home.
You would spend the time at the pitch.
Yes. Because of the stigma. So time came, and I don't know how God does his things. We had to shift from where I was staying to another place. And my mother called me and she told me, you know what, Gloria, we are going to shift, but I don't want you to change schools. Because by that time I was in senior 3 now, first term. So all this happened from senior 1 up to senior 3 first term. And senior 2, it was even very worse that I even tried to commit suicide. Because
you even thought about suicide?
I tried to. I don't even think about it. I tried to.
Like, which means you were trying to suicide?
So I had that back then, I don't know if we still have those batteries, radio batteries. You see that black thing? Exactly. Aga radio. Those black things. I had that can be poison, so that is what I want. And you know, they used to use them by that time. I didn't take it.
What to take?
Yes.
What was stopping you?
So I was one day, the day I was going to take it, I reached behind behind our house. That's where I was going to take it from, and I was there crying, judging God, asking Him why me, of all people in the world, why me?
Yes.
You understand? So I told Him, God, I think you don't love me. If you really love me and you really have a reason why I'm still alive, do something to show that you really have a purpose for me. I was there, I'm waiting. So behind our house, there was this pit latrine for rubbish. Is it called a pit latrine? For that's hole for rubbish. For rubbish, for
the garbage bin.
Exactly. Not the bin as specific, but it was just a pit where there is rubbish. So it was just smoke at first. There was no fire. Then while I was there praying to God, do something, I'm going to kill myself, blah blah blah. Why I don't even think you love me? Why did you create me of all people? And then I told Him, do something, otherwise I'm going to take this what?
The poison.
The poison. All of a sudden, I just saw fire from the bin. I had to run.
Fire.
I had to run like a mad person.
I think it was God communicating.
I think it was God. So immediately I threw the poison and ran away. I was even very scared because I didn't expect fire at that time. So that is how I escaped the death, the suicidal thoughts. So, but still, it wasn't
What was
easy.
your performance like in classes?
I wasn't performing well because I already had the stigma. People were stigmatizing
How were you
me.
passing the NEB exams?
P7 I passed.
And senior 4?
Remember I started the illness
in
vacation of P7.
Oh, when you had already finished exams.
When I had already finished exams.
Then O level.
Yes, so in senior 3 first term, my mom sits me down and she tells me, you're going to shift. Remember, she didn't know that what I was going through at school, from where I was staying to another place.
Yes.
And then she tells me, you don't want to change your schools because now you're going to go in a candidate class. I was in P3, senior 3, so I was going in senior 4. And then she tells me, maybe we can, you can go with your auntie here so that you can finish senior 4, and then you do what? You come and join us where we had gone. So I had to tell her what was going on at school, because even the school where she didn't want me to change, I wasn't even going there because of the stigma and discrimination that I was facing at school. So when I had to explain everything to her, she was like, why didn't you tell me?
Yes.
I could not tell her because, you know, I was already still judging her.
Yeah.
So they had to change me school. That was senior 3, first term. So where I went to, no one knew about my status.
You were like,
I was very, very fine, and I passed.
You passed?
Yes. So I had to go to O level. I had to join them where they had gone. Yes. And I also passed.
Also went to A level.
Yes.
Finished.
Yes.
Now at school we have the things called coupling. About dating in schools. Did you encounter boys hitting on you in a situation? Like, how did you go about it?
Well, of course, I'm a beautiful girl, as I said.
Yeah.
Boys or men can't fail, you know, to crush on me or to come, you know, to me. But I remember when I was in senior 2, when I was facing all the stigma, blah blah blah. There is a guy who came to me. Actually, he's a very famous guy in media now, and he told me he
was at the same school.
Yes, he was at the same. He told me he likes me, but I always told myself that I'll find a man who will love me the way I am, whether I'm positive or not. So I had to disclose to him. And actually, he's the only guy in my entire life who has ever told me that I'll love you the way you are.
And you said dating.
Yes, we started dating. Though we broke up.
Dating.
before even a year.
Even yeah. But does he when you break up, as because we know in schools, coupling go far. Ngakusabye continue what?
No. No, I wasn't so much into that.
Into that. Like we are dating, but
yeah.
This so you go to senior 6, you finish senior 6.
Yes, I finished senior 6.
Do you go to university?
Yes. So that was the time I was going to university. That was the time my father fell.
So you mean for all these years you were a virgin?
Yes.
Like you were a virgin for
yes.
Up to senior 6.
Yes.
Okay.
I was.
Were you a virgin because of the circumstances, or just you were refusing even guys who are coming to you?
I was refusing because I even had guys. You know, we have health facilities.
Yes.
Where we can go and meet people who have the same status, but they'll still come to me. You know, and they have the same status. So, but I wasn't. I think I wasn't so much into it.
This body, adolescent stage, demands a lot. Demands a man. How did you go about it? Because now, already,
I grew up in a Christian family. So my mom is an elderly and a pastor of
so Christians, for them, if they are adolescents, what do they do?
Of course, you pray to God to help you control your body. But I was also in my O-level. When I went to the other school, in senior 3, I became the scripture union mama.
Okay.
And the head girl.
And the head girl?
Yes. Even in my O-level, I was the scripture union, A-level rather, I was the scripture union mama and the head girl. So the fact that I was in scripture union, I was the one, you know, making people go to God and be spiritual and all that. I could not engage myself in such. And the fact that I was also a leader, I would had to be exemplary. So that is why I'm saying I wasn't so much.
Now you joined university. Where did you join?
So I went to UCU, Uganda Christian University, and I remember telling my parents, of course after senior 6, they ask you, what are you going to do? I told them I want to do law. Yes, I told them I want to be a lawyer. They're like, what? Will you manage? For them, what was in their mind, they weren't telling me, will you manage because maybe I was dense or what, but because what they had in mind, I'm on drugs to stress me. They hear law is hard, and now if I'm on drugs and then I go for law, it will be very challenging. And they were just feeling sorry for their girl, but the girl they were feeling sorry for was very determined and focused, because I knew what I want. Exactly, I knew what I want, and I went for the pre-entries. Thank God I passed, and yeah, I joined law school. I was at Kampala campus.
Here?
Yes, here. And that was the time my father fell so ill due to AIDS, and may God rest his peace, he passed on. But during that time, that was in...
which year is this now?
That is 2016. During that year, he died in 2017, but I joined 2016, September semester. So during that year, since my father was sick, we were financially constrained at home. So I joined campus, this very expensive school. We don't have money at home.
Were you in hostel? You're coming from home?
At first I was in hostel. Yes, at first I was in hostel. So yeah, because my dad was still alive, he could, and had some other businesses we could do what? Push on. But I reached a time where you know, I had to get a roommate, and I was in hostel, and then I had to get a roommate. And the fact that, you know, at home we didn't have money, I could not call them, I need money for this, money for coursework, blah, blah, blah.
Campus
exactly, that's
stress.
Campus life and stress. So this friend of mine wanted to be a roommate to me, so we shared the room. And the fact that I didn't have money at home, she was the one buying everything. She
understood your situation?
She understood the situation. And the situation of my status,
or
the
status?
situation. No, she didn't know. She didn't know.
But she was able to contribute for you tuition.
No, she didn't contribute tuition for me.
Like for a room?
we will share the room.
The room.
As you know, campus.
Yes.
We of course share half.
Yes.
You bring half, I bring
half. Yes.
Yes.
But
so I would bring my half.
oh, she also tops up.
Yes, her half.
Yes.
So, as I told you, the fact that we didn't have money at home,
Yeah.
I could not afford a meal. I could not afford to buy food. So she would buy food.
And then we eat.
Yes, and we eat.
Yeah.
So at their home, they are very rich.
They are very rich.
Yes. So she would provide, bring everything. You know how campus life can be when you have that screen in your room. Exactly. So she had to buy all those things in the room.
But for you would take your medicine in.
Of course, I would take.
Yes,
I would take my medicine in Kasise because she didn't know, and I didn't want to disclose to her because I still had the stigma. Yes. So later on, I think because maybe she owned everything in the room.
On the issue of taking it in Kasise, you're in the room. Don't you have time that when you take it, you're supposed to take it because you're there watching this movie? Timers, or you have your alarm or what?
I think sometimes she would see me but not care. You know,
like you in a room, you go there, you get the water.
Yes, I think she would see me but not care.
She asked, yeah, but Gloria, I see you taking tablets.
She didn't ask. She didn't ask.
Maybe she thinks, yeah.
So time came, and I think maybe she had everything in the room. For me, I just had my mattress, the beds we find them in the hostel. Yeah. Some hostels have the beds, so this hostel had a bed. I just had my mattress and a suitcase. She'd buy the food. She had like everything when the room was hers. So I think maybe she felt a bit entitled, and then she had a boyfriend, so that boyfriend would come in once in a while.
And they'll tell you, space.
Of course you would give them space. Of course you would give
boyfriend
them
would come in at night or during the time?
It wasn't specific. So sometimes she would come in the night, sometimes she would,
that's space of someone telling you to go out, you're ready, you have to be in a comfort place.
I know. So time came and she was like, I want my boyfriend to move in. That is the sense of entitlement I was talking about. Maybe she felt like she has everything in the room, and maybe she's feeding me, she's buying the food and all that. So for me, how can I say no? She's buying the food. You understand? So the guy had to move in. But as you know, you men are not easy. For you
just say it's okay. If she's there, she's there. Yeah, first maybe just say she's there. My wife is there. You can all live.
So you men are so funny that I think this guy got interested in me after him moving in.
Like moving in, like he was staying in the same room that you guys are staying together.
Same room, and you know how difficult it can be with you're living with a couple. You need to wear. You have to go outside and put on from the washroom.
Was this guy also at campus?
Yes, he was at campus.
Yes. He also literally brought his stuff.
I think he just brought a few of his stuff. You understand? Yes. So he came to me, tells me, Gloria, I like you. I'm like, are you stupid? Are you crazy? I mean, your girlfriend is my roommate. Your girlfriend is my classmate. We're in the same class. We're doing the same course. How in the hell would you think that I can even love you or accept you? So Munange, I think Sonia is full of sungu. He because had access to the room and he had seen me take the drugs before. You remember he would come once in a while.
Yes.
And he would see me and he would ask. So he's the one who was asking, not even the girlfriend. He would ask me, why are you taking medication? And I would tell her, I have headache. I would tell him I have headache. I would lie to him, I have headache. I have, like
the guy would always asking.
Yeah,
I see always taking.
So I think maybe he suspected.
The guy
suspected. So he tells me I refuse him. So since he had already suspected, he would see me take the drugs and I would lie to him. Sometimes I have headache, I have stomach ache, I would not tell him the truth. So I think he had suspected. So he goes in the room when we're not around, me and the girlfriend. He checked my suitcase because he had access. He had moved in. He checks in my suitcase and he finds out about the medication and the medical forms, and she finds out that I'm HIV positive. So he goes to the roommate, to the girlfriend, and tells her that I was seducing him. He changed the story now, that I was seducing him so that I can infect him, so that he can also infect the what?
The guy.
Whew, okay. then the whole
Then the story turns against you.
Exactly, everything turned against me. They couldn't. I sat my roommate down. I explained everything to her. She could not understand. Oh my God.
She tells you I've been buying you everything. What is
exactly.
what
It was too much. All her friends were my friends. They hated me because they didn't hear my story. They didn't even want to know my. No one wants to know your story when you're broke. Everyone will go on the side of the rich person. So Mnange, what did I do? I had to run away from hostel and school. Remember the other time I ran away when I was in high school, but this time round I'm at campus.
Now you have to run away.
I had to run away.
Running away when you already reached where in the course? Because
so that was in my
second.
No, that was in 2017, second semester, first year. So the first semester was in 2016, that is September. Then the second semester was in 2017. So remember, this is campus. When you run away or change a university, you start from the beginning.
You go back.
Yeah, you go back. So I told myself, okay, am I ready to go back? No. So where I ran away from,
back sing some sango bonna.
Bonna bansing some sanga. No one didn't even want to hear my story or the third of my story. So I had to run away. So where I went to, I talked to myself. I had to talk to myself and told myself, Gloria, is your HIV status going to change? No. As far as I know, I was in the prepared union and I fasted for 40 good days. So that God can heal me, and He didn't heal me. And you know what happened? I got a HCP. And what is HCP? Okay, HCP is I don't know how I can define it, but it's also another symptom of AIDS, which can come here or anywhere on the body. But it's one of the major symptoms of AIDS. Like if you see someone with a HCP, there is
yellow, black.
Do you know caterpillar? Caterpillar burn. It's so that is how it happens. It comes. It's very, I think, one of the most painful experiences I've had in my entire life.
Where does it?
So it came on my back near the waist. I could not wear clothes because I would hear fire inside. It was burning. I could not wear this cloth here. I could not sit. I could not bend. I would feel fire inside my skin. It was really so painful. So Mnange.
How does it? Why did it come when you were already taking the medication?
Remember, I fasted
40 days.
You cannot fast and take the medication because you're not eating. I was in scripture union.
Fasting, you have to break off in the evening.
No, for me I was doing dry. I want God to do a miracle for me to heal.
Oh, no water, no water.
Nothing. Nothing.
A full month without eating anything.
I'm telling you. Like, I was the Mama Scripture Union, and I thought,
Gloria, like you take Monday, Tuesday,
I had dedicated myself because I knew I'm in God's presence.
Without taking anything like a water.
I'm telling you, dry. So that God can heal me. I dedicated my life so that God can do what?
Can give you a miracle.
Can give me a miracle. Which I didn't see the miracle. Anyway, I can't say I didn't see the miracle because even me living here is a miracle. So, but the HIV didn't go away. I still have the HIV.
So after 40 days, you go back and check yourself. For you to confirm.
It was still there. It was still there, and I even got more complications because I got the GCP. I had to run away from school. I had to go back home to get treatment.
Now you go back and tell your mom that now.
My mom knew it already.
That I've left the university.
No, I didn't tell her. The GCP happened in O level, in A level rather. In A level. So here I'm at campus, and I ran away because of the stigma.
Yeah, they're from the other friends of yours. Yes.
So when I ran away, I didn't even tell my parents because I still, I had not yet fully forgiven them. Yeah. So I ran away to another friend of mine, and I talked to myself and I told myself, Gloria, is your HIV status going to change? No. What should you kill yourself? No. I told myself, Gloria, you're a bold person, and bold people don't run away from problems. Bold people go and face their problems.
Face the problems.
And find solutions. So I was like, okay, I have to get a hard heart and go back at hostel and face these people. Remember, I could not change hostel. I didn't even know where to start from to explain to my parents that this and this happened to me.
You have to go back and see the other girl.
Exactly.
And explain to them.
Exactly. So when I went there, I entered the room. Everyone was there. You know how they can give you that eye, that you foreigner, what are you doing here? You're a monster, you're a bitch who wants to go. I'm telling you. And what they decided to do, they had to leave the room. And they, in the middle of the semester, and they said they cannot live with someone who is actually who is a bitch and wants to infect people's boyfriends. and
remember, you couldn't pay it alone.
Yeah, yeah. But good enough, I had already paid for that semester, and she had already paid for that.
So
she left in the middle of the semester.
But being your company, you've lost the company around.
Trust me, as I told you, we had a flat screen. We had, you know, those nice things, everything, and the room, like, I only remained with a bed, the suit,
and your phone,
and microphone. So
this social media was. 2017, that social media was there. You could be on Facebook, what, and see Twitter.
Yeah, social media was there. And I remember sitting in this room almost half empty. You know, when you're used to a room with everything, and now everything is gone, and now you're in the room almost half empty. No one wants to talk to you. You're just on your own. And I told myself, okay, Gloria, what brought you to school? To study. Why don't you concentrate on your studies?
But now the food, how much was giving you the food?
Yes, but of course I could not fail to, you know,
to get something.
It's commando there, or a calorics of 1,000. So I told myself, you came here to study, concentrate on your studies, and trust me, that semester was one of the best.
The best.
Concentrated on my books.
But you would see them in the class.
Of course, I would see her in class. Of course, all the friends were not talking to me, and I remained a one-man army. You understand? I'm going to be on my own, concentrate on my studies, and move on with life. So one day I was in my room, and I told myself, okay, what can I do to prove these people wrong? What can I do to show these people that however much they abandon me because of my HIV status, I can be someone in life. Yeah, I can show them.
I can use this situation to
to thrive, to be someone, to show them that it's not the end of life, and I'm not different from them, even when I'm HIV positive. So Munanga, I go on social media. The social media I've been talking about. I just went on Google and searched HIV in Uganda, and that is where I got to know about the beauty pageant, the Y+ beauty pageant. That was 2017. So so I went for the auditions. I applied. I went for the audition. They were in Luero. We went for the boot camp in Kotokoto. I came back to Hotel Africana. That year I was crowned Miss Alias, and that is where my journey started from for advocacy.
From zero now to hero.
Exactly.
All right, such an interesting topic and an inspiring situation from Gloria. I met her on Twitter. She calls herself Gloria, the HIV beauty queen. Gloria, as a person who's on social media, I was intrigued by your advocacy for HIV. And I said, because I have a platform here, I can bring you and you share your story, can inspire people who are out there. You give us more information. I saw you sharing a flyer, was it from Uganda AIDS Commission, that says that 1.4 million people in Uganda are living with HIV. And out of that, females are how many?
Females are around 800.
800?
8,000. No, 800,000. Approximately 800,000 and above. I'm not so sure of the statistics, but
let me check
around 700.
Let me check it again. Because
you can't cram all those statistics in your head.
Yes.
But at least for the total population, we are 1.4 million people living with HIV.
1.4 million people living with HIV in Uganda.
Yes, and 64% of them are females. Yes.
So females have more HIV in this country than the male.
Yes, yes.
Why do you think females have more HIV than the...
When I asked, because I asked that question on Twitter, and someone said, because females are very many compared to men. Yes, compared to men. I'm like, okay, I think that can also be another point.
Because
so yeah, to be honest,
actually, it is out of the 1.4 million people living with HIV. I'm reading from your Twitter handle. 840. Njo kinana mwina. Abawala balwadde. Emitwalo 5 basajja. So that means abakyala they are more infected than the what? than the males ones. So
approximately
wadonga
800
omwana akugamba ku Twitter from your opinion poll.
Kubanga abakazi bangi okusinga abasajja. I was like, okay, maybe that can also be another point. But statistically, it has been proven that ladies oba abachala bagenda nnyo mu ddwaliro okusinga abasajja. So abakazi or women,
they take courage to go.
Yes, but testing on your HIV compared to men. Men don't want to go to hospital, men don't want to test. And statistically, men are infecting more girls than women are infecting more men. But as I told you, according to statistics, it's the men who are infecting more girls than the girls.
The age group, which do you have the statistics that males within this age group?
No.
Just
but because of transactional sex or is it called transgenerational sex? The older men come for their young girls. And you find that the older men, especially those in big positions, those who have money, they don't want to go to hospital to test.
Yes.
And you find that they don't have one girl, they have more than exactly. So it's the older men that are usually infecting the young girls compared to the young boys in their own age. You understand? Yes. You get the point. So that is where I can maybe differentiate.
Gloria, I must tell you that all of us out here, we have ever tested for HIV. Not once, not twice. You go there, you test yourself. They bring this out. You're negative. But that moment, you're like, if just imagine you've tested yourself today, 1 week or 2 weeks, you test yourself again. Then, have you had a scenario whereby you've gone with someone and they have tested themselves and they are positive, and they want to console them and cancel them within that period? How that person react? Well,
I have never gone with someone, but they always come to me after testing positive.
They come to you?
Yes, they come to me, and of course it's not easy. Even me who was born with it, wasn't easy for me to accept it. So I always counsel them and tell them it's never the end of life. You have to move on with your life. It's just a tiny virus. If you take your medication, you'll suppress it and live a healthy and normal life. But of course, I tell them it's not an easy journey.
Yes.
And it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
You have to take your time.
Don't you be there like in your normal life and feel like okay, you've passed all the things, you're champion, and you go and say, oh, I wish I was negative. Like as in that thing always comes to your mind that I wish I was negative.
It does a lot. And sometimes I tell myself, if I was negative, if I was only given one chance to be negative, I would never be positive. Because it's not easy to take medication every day. There are so many people who they give, I always tell people, they give people coatam for malaria. But I can tell you 95% of people who they give that medication, they don't finish the dose.
Me, I had ulcers and they had to give me pyrokit. You have to take it for 7 days. You only take 5 or 4 days and say,
I know. So it's not easy to take medication every day. It's not easy to deal with the stigma from people because we still have a lot of stigma in our communities. We still have a lot of stigma and discrimination going on. So it's not easy to deal with the stigma and discrimination.
Yes.
And also the acceptance that, hey, it happened, but life has to move on.
So for you to take it every day?
Yes, every day.
Doesn't it require diet?
Of course it does.
Because you have to eat well, doesn't it require good dieting and everything?
It does. It does require a lot of good diet, taking care of yourself. And I really feel so bad that there's so many young people out there in your area, especially children, who don't have food, they don't have a good diet, and they have to take medication every day. That is why I did my organization, which is Gilo Young Apostles Foundation, which helps and empowers and
what's the organization? I want to look out for it.
It's called Gilo Young Apostles Foundation, which is a foundation, a charity organization that helps young people, both infected and affected HIV, to improve on their livelihoods. That is, we provide basic skills, hands-on skills, so that we can help them be empowered, go and improve on their livelihoods, to get jobs. We also provide education scholarships, where we go on and call upon people who are willing to fund us, to sponsor these young children, so that they can go and achieve their dreams and study. But also we provide basic needs like food, clothes.
Recently I've been seeing your timeline. You've been flying out of the country as you wind up this interview. been flying off the country. For starters, are you now a lawyer, a full advocate?
Not yet a full advocate, and I'm planning to do an LDC
this year.
Yes, but with the flying out, on the global level of HIV advocacy, whereby I'm attending very many international conferences on HIV, and I've been partnering and
so now, wow, how God is using your situation to champion the cause.
Yes. So I've been working with very many organizations. I've been working with UN Women, UNAIDS. The recent one, I was selected by UNAIDS to go to Tanzania and represent those 10 girls and young women, and in this conference where we are launching the HIV coalition on ending AIDS among children. So I was selected by UNAIDS to go and represent the communities and those 10 girls and young women.
Okay, as we wind up this interview, I know we shall be bringing Gloria in time to come. Gloria, you said you have an organization, an NGO that helps for living with HIV. How do they reach out to you? Because for me, I came to you on Twitter and DM'd you, and you are. Of course, I've been chasing this interview for some time. You don't easy to be found, and I'm glad you must
finally.
You know, yourself from January I've been inboxing what and what. So people want to reach out to you. Their numbers, those who want to contribute to you, donate, because they have to donate. You're helping society. How do they reach out to you? Your handles, your email, and everything.
Okay, people who want to reach out to me, first of all, you can go and follow me on all my social media platforms. On Twitter, Gloria the HIV Beauty Queen. On other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. You can look for Nawayanga Gloria to search it. And then my phone number is always available, which is 0753 14 21 90 for those who want to donate, those who want counseling and guidance, those who want me to come and talk to your children, your parents, your institutions. I'm always available on that number. My email is nawayangagloria@gmail.com. Come and donate with us, and those who want to work with me, I'm so much available. We can work together and improve on the livelihoods of young people in HIV and also end AIDS by 2030.
All right, it's been an exclusive with Gloria, the HIV Beauty Queen, as she calls herself on Twitter. My name is Duke Mwesigwa. Those who are negative, please let us keep ourselves safe. Those who are positive, kindly take medication and follow the doctor's guidelines. Have a lovely time. Media Estate.
Before you end, okay, I just wanted to give my last words to people. Those who are HIV positive, it's never the end of life. Please, you can still live, you can still study, you can still give birth, you can still marry. You can live your life normally as long as you take your medication well. Those who are negative, please and please and please keep it safe. And to the general community, please, let's stop the stigma, let's stop the discrimination, let's spread love, let's not spread hate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria. Have a lovely time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.